Hi everyone and welcome back to Chess for Charity. In this video, I want to show you a cool defensive chess puzzle that I saw on chess.com while I was doing some puzzles, as I normally do. So take a look at this position, give it a moment, and see what you would play as black. Notice that you have some pawns here, their rook is hanging, their knight is hanging, maybe you have a knight move if you want to get really fancy. I don't know if anything works there. See what you would do, and also recognize white's threats. Okay, so the first move is rook takes h6. It's actually the only move for black in this position, and maybe that's obvious because if you play something else, like if I play rook takes knight, I'm actually going to get mated. So rook h8 rather, check. Let's just say I move up. What do? Bishop takes g5. Look at this. Look what's happening here. I'm getting cut to shreds. And I'm going to lose, right? That's the short story. You block, I take, you go there. Doesn't really matter. I'm getting mated either way. So let's go back. So the reason why I want to show this first move is just to show the mindset of where this puzzle goes. So this is not the puzzle, right? Rook takes h6 is not the puzzle. But when you take h6, this is what I want to show. They play a move that looks great. Bishop g7. Now look at what that is threatening. That's threatening the rook on h6 and mate on f8 with the queen and the bishop together. So the question is, how do we defend against it? Is there a possible defense? And this is what I really want to show. This is what I think is so cool about the puzzle. So if you want to take a second and try to figure it out, feel free to pause. And while you're here, be sure to subscribe. I actually now opened up a Discord channel, so feel free to join that. The link for that is in my channel homepage. Okay, so let's see what you think here. The first thing that you might think is that I have this bishop and this queen coordinating on f8. How do I stop that? Well, if you throw the rook here, trying to interpose, you don't really take with the pawn, although that would still be winning. You just take with the queen. How are you stopping this? There's no knight move that can cover it. There's no queen move that can cover it. There's no check to buy yourself a move. There's nothing. You will lose in this position. Best move is this, and then you can go here and run around, but that's not going to be a fruitful endeavor. Okay, so what is the move? And this is the whole reason I looked at this puzzle and thought, man, this is amazing. So the move is rook h8. Look at that. That is incredible. So what is this move doing? Well, okay, it's covering f8, clearly. But can it just be captured? And the answer is yes, it can be captured. But what happens if you capture it? Well, the whole reason you made this move was to take the white bishop away from f8. Now I have rook takes d4. Okay, now what's the difference here? Well, if they return to g7 saying, hey, I'm just going to renew this threat, I remember I bought myself just enough time. Now I have rook f4 and I am completely winning. Look, rook, rook, bishop, bishop, queen, queen. Hey, look, I'm up a whole knight. Not to mention the pawns are roughly even. Let's see, 3, 4, 6 pawns and 3, 5 pawns. So I'm still winning this position. So this puzzle is about recognizing how you don't want to be too materialistic in chess. You don't want to just keep the material because you have it. Instead, you have to make sacrifices when the time is right. So in this case, bishop g7, the only move that wins, the only move is rook h8. Incredible. I should say also, in case you're curious, for the really great players out there, king d8 is another good move, but it's not winning. It just shows a draw. And the same goes for bishop takes a4. You might want to go into this, but does this look like something you'd want to do? If you're playing this position in real life, do you want to do this? I'm not a supercomputer. I feel like I would get destroyed here. Just look at this position. King c8, right? Where else do you go? You don't have any other choice. Yeah. Do you really want to walk into this? I know I don't. And really at this point, I think a perpetual check is, I'm looking at captures, but if I capture as white and go into this line, that's not a good idea. So I think in that sequence, the best thing to do is to avoid the perpetual check. Or sorry, as white to go for the perpetual check. Amazing, just crazy. So the whole point is that after this move, you don't want to think about all that. You're gonna get checked, and you're gonna not be able to win. Instead, the only move that wins, Rook H8, super amazing move. Deflect the bishop away from this square. Take this knight, giving you access to F4. If they return, boom, you block it up. You're winning. Incredible, right? So hopefully you enjoyed that. I hope that you learned something there. There are so many little lessons that you can learn, and I hope that you're gathering them. But that's it for now. Thanks so much. Bye.